Let's talk about sports. I think there are basically two ways to talk about sports. You can look at sports in an active way, or you can look at it in a passive way. And different people have different preferences. Let's start with the more passive side. Here as well, there are some nice developments in terms of allowing people to experience things that they would not that easily be able to experience before, which is practically that people can now experience sports matches from their living room in 3D and virtual reality. So this happens for soccer matches, but also for basketball matches. The idea is that you wear a VR headset, which then transports you into this different world, which in this case is a sports stadium. So you can be sitting in the sports stadium, first row, and just experience a match live, a match that's going on at that very moment, just from your couch at home in 3D. And there are many advantages to this compared to traditional sports watching on TV, which is you can sit in the stadium wherever you like. So perhaps the first half of the match, you can sit on this side of the court, and the second side, second half of the match, you can sit somewhere else, wherever you prefer. You could even sit there with your friends close together as if you're in an actual stadium. And as with a museum visit, you wouldn't have to travel to a stadium, right? And also stadiums, they're sometimes very large, but still they're restricted in that sometimes there cannot be all people that want to visit the match cannot be there. Like if you think of the World Cup final or so, it can be very expensive, and maybe 1 million people would like to go there, but only 40,000, 50,000, 80,000 can be in this actual stadium. In VR, that isn't a problem at all. So anyone who could want to watch this match would be allowed to watch it if you have this headset. So in a sense, that's very nice. It offers opportunities that traditional sports watching doesn't have. You could even, in principle, think of walking on the pitch during the match, right? Why not? And how this works is that during the match, this match is being filmed with different cameras from all sorts of different angles. So this information is being combined from those different angles, such that it shows you this 3D experience, a 3D rendering of the match for you to experience. Especially in times of COVID, this would have been super nice if this had been developed more already. And yeah, I experienced a basketball match myself a couple of years ago already. And the really nice thing was that you could be really close to the court. So you could really have a look at those players from really close by. And you could be in different locations watching the match. So in any location that you would prefer. Of course, there's also actively doing sports. So this is a little passive, right? Watching sports, it's very nice sometimes, but it's quite passive. It won't make you a real sportsman yourself. Also in active sports, especially sports teams are using VR. And this happens a lot in the US in American football teams. So in American football, there's always one player in the team that's called the quarterback. And this player has the job often to make sure to get the ball and then throw it to the right person in the field, such that that person can score some points. And there are all sorts of possible situations, of course, that can occur during a match. And those can be remade, those can be simulated in VR. And those players in those teams are actually practicing in VR all the possible scenarios that could happen during a match, so that they know when this actually happens during an actual match, they know what to do because they've already practiced all possible scenarios in VR before the match. So in this way, also in active sports and professional sports, more and more teams are actually making use of those new technologies, those new opportunities that technology offers to improve their level, to be even more prepared for a match and to exactly know how to beat this other team.